Hey everyone, this is Michael Bedard from EFNote Drums, and today I'm here at Kraft Music to show you our newest offering from EFNote, which is our EFNote Pro 700 series. This is the base level kit, which comes with a 20-inch kick, a 14-inch snare drum, an 11-inch rack tom, a 15-inch floor, 14-inch hi-hats, 16-inch crash, and a 20-inch ride. All of the cymbals are 3-zone, including the hi-hat. It has a cup zone on every one of the samples. These being 3-zone are bell, bow, and edge. Our snare is a 3-zone, so it has the built-in side stick on it, which technically it's another input, but they're married. So you always get and. So tons of expression in one drum. We've also expanded the drum library. There's tons of kick drums. Here I've got a 26-inch by 14 Bonham kick drum. Got the acrylic. Actually, this whole kit. Very Bonham-esque. You can also control the muffling and tuning on every one of the drums. For PAs that aren't reinforced, we have 6 channels of compression that you can use on the drums. This is for when you have the kit expanded, where you have 3 rack toms, 2 floor toms, kick and snare. You can send each of those up through compression to the PA. We've also upgraded our sensing system, which was the Elise. Now it's the Elise 2.0. It's even more sensitive than our original offering on all of our other 3 through 7X drum kits. The kit just has excellent touch, excellent playability, excellent dynamics, all the way across the board. In the module, you can actually send 12 channels of USB audio over 16-channel USB MIDI at the same time as sending from our stage box 12 channels of balanced XLRs to the house. And as expected, these cymbals have the performance of real acoustic cymbals. These things are very expressive. As are the drums. That's a make or break deal on the hi-hat. This being the base level kit, the 700, you also have a 701, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 707. The 707, this tom 1, actually is your tom 3. You have an 8-inch tom, a 10-inch tom, this 11-inch tom. Those are all racks. 2 floor toms, a 13 and a 15. As far as your cymbals, every bit of gear that we have is forward and backward compatible. So if you bought an EFNote 3 and you have the base level hi-hat, the HC3, that's the remote hat, you can actually plug that in on the stage box and use it. So now your HC3 hi-hat has a 3rd zone. EFNote also has the bookends of cymbal sizes in the industry, from an 8-inch splash all the way up to a 20-inch ride. We have 12-inch or 14-inch hi-hats. The 12-inch is a 1-piece with the remote pedal. We have our H14 flagship hat, which is the 2-piece, multiple optical sensed hi-hat. Of standard cymbals, we have 12-inch, 14-inch, 16-inch, 18-inch, and 18-inch dark standard cymbals. As far as specialty cymbals, we have the 8-inch splash, which I mentioned, the 17-inch effect cymbal, and the 18-inch China cymbal. For our China cymbal and for our effect cymbal, we also have the stack feature, which comes in the box. It's your little stack so you could mount the 8-inch and wire it down through, and they become one unit sympathetically resonant. So the EFNote Pro system is packed full of features. Let's open up the menu here and look at, so first we have your global pan, which, as you'll notice as I'm playing, this has your spectrum of left to right for each pad. So as I hit, say, crash 1, it selects it. I can now pan that with the knob. Or back to the center. Not the center, but left 3. You also have narrow and widen features. So you can, if you're in the studio, say, and you want to widen your stereo image, you just hit widen, widen, widen. It keeps on going. You can work it back in with narrow, obviously. If you want to get player perspective versus audience perspective, you can use flip all, and that flipped everything to Phil Collins. Now it's back to player perspective, righty-tighty. So in our kit edit, you can audition all of these new cymbals. So I'm going to go to this crash, select it, and now I can audition. It doesn't commit until you hit apply, but I can audition all of these cymbal sounds. When I select the snare drum, we can do the same and audition from here, or we can audition from, let's just go to our home. Now you can see this beautiful acrylic kit that we have here. Now, just as a quick menu, I can always hit instrument, and now I can audition drums. So, So with one press of the headphone button, you get our quick volume menu. And in this, you can monitor your main mix, or you can monitor your bus out just with one little tap there. So now I have volume over my bus, and this is measured in decibels, not in percentages. So that's your source volume, right? So your main or your bus mix out. Then you have your bus mixer. It has its own volume there. You control that here with the value knob. I'll just zero that out. Your monitor in, you have a quick mute for that, which is great, so you don't go deaf if all of a sudden you're getting Back to the Future guitar auditions. And then your input settings. This is all from that quick menu. So now you can go in and assess all of your routing So now you can go in and choose whether or not you want to have your routing go main, bus mix, or off. And then for your channel mode, you have stereo or mono. You could then go into each pad, and now you can decide if you want it on main, or off. Then you have your main left and right, has an EQ. You can activate your high pass filter right now. Got 50, so you could bring that up if you want to cut out the lows. This is for your main left, right, out. Or you can get your EQ in there, pick your frequency and the amount of decibels that you want to boost or cut. Very useful. As far as your bus assign, this is where all the flexibility is. This has got some incredible features. So you have your bus assign where you can choose where everything can go out stereo or mono, kind of self-explanatory. You hit it to choose it. So there's my Tom 3. I can send that to any of bus 1 through 6. 1 through 6 are the drum buses, and 7 through 12 are an assortment of cymbal or tracks if you want to come in, 2-channel, and then go back out. You can also run out USB audio to a laptop and open Superior Drummer, and you can layer that in by coming back into the monitor in or the line in, and then going out 11 and 12. So you can have your engineer balance that from the house. Also in your bus assignment, you have your effect overview. So this has got your high pass filter, your EQ, your compression, or your stereo link. Obviously, we've got stereo overheads going on right here, 7 and 8. If you want to activate your compressor, there it is. So if I open the compressor here, this would be, say you're using a smaller PA, you want to get a little more snap on the drums going in, activate it. You can control your ratio, your threshold, you got your little knee, your release, and of course your attack going down to 0 is perfect for drums. So then here's your high pass filter and your EQ. Now this can be per pad, or we already covered the stereo out. That's for your overall. This is just for per pad. You have those same controls, high pass filter and EQ. It's 2-band, so you can control the frequency and the gain. And then you have your bus mixer. So as you can see here, 7 and 8, they're hard panned left and right. So if you hit stereo link on 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, it will hard pan them left and right, so it's ready to send in. So in your bus outputs, you can flip to main, which dims these out, right? And then now this is left and right, 1 and 2. So now everything that you used in your panning, now that's going out of channels 1 and 2. You can also send a bus mix left and right to 5 and 6. So right now I'm sending 1 and 2 stereo, and then also sending out bus 5 and 6 stereo. Now with your XLR output attenuation, you can pick 0 dB, -6, 12, 20, or 30. Very flexible. So in your trigger settings, we've got the hi-hat up. Now you have this multi-optical sensor reading what I'm doing, right? Here's some audio with the sticks. It's an EFNote cymbal, so you can choke it. There's also an auto calibration that you can get to it in 2 ways. But when you're here in hi-hat control in your trigger settings, you just go to auto hi-hat calibrate. It asks you to drop the clutch with your foot off the pedal. You drop it, and that's it. Now your hi-hat is calibrated. Those optical sensors have assessed the situation. Also, to continue with the hi-hat, you can go into pad. You can see there, it's got your A zone, your C zone, which is the cup, and your B zone, which is the edge. So you have your bow, edge, cup, and then obviously your foot plays You can see here I'm using the heel toe technique. Works fine. You have 3 sensitivities for the 3 zones, up to 10, down to -10. Right now your curve is set to linear, but if you want to have, it's a little less dynamic, but it's a little more gain on lighter playing. +3, down to -3. Stock. You also have your threshold, which is where it's going to engage. Now you can also get to this with another quick menu, which is getting your power button once. And now that also brings up your hi-hat calibration. And then you have your same pad settings. Now this is all from that quick menu. So we'll pop that up again. And then in here you have your footlight. You have your Bluetooth on and off. In save load, you actually use a flash drive on this. There's a flash drive to load our newer sounds into the module, as well as doing like a firmware update. So you can load all drum kits, recording data, your bus settings, system settings, or all. So if there's 3 drummers, say, playing at a house of worship, first drummer brings in the flash drive, loads in their sounds, second one with their sounds, third with their sounds, everything transfers. There's 2 ways to navigate kits on here. One is to swipe. Now we're in the Power Maple kit. Or you can just tap the screen and quick scroll to whatever kit you want. And there are a ton. I will say every one of these kits is usable. I'm going to X out. If you hit apply, then it chooses your kit. So in the bottom here in the quick menu, you can get to 5 different features. Instrument, which you can either scroll the instruments as I showed. I'll X out of that. Now in this same quick menu, you can also edit. So now we're into, you can EQ just this drum, or you can control the level, you could the tuning. All the way up to 600. All the way down to -600, tubby tubby. So in this quick menu, you also have the zone. So now you can choose, like on the snare, say, zone A, rim shot, zone B, or side rim, zone C. Now you can do an overlay sound from our overlay menu. You can control the level, the start point of the layered in sound, or muffling. So let's, again, take this drum, the Titan, which is one of my favorite drums. And I'm going to take the muffling and start to turn it up. You hear the snare response. And then we'll take the muffling back down. I'm just going to go all the way down to 0. There's the full ring. Here it is all the way muffled, all the way back down. So because we're in zone mode, I can actually take a zone and muffle just that zone. So here, you hear that's a wide open rim shot, right? And a wide open head. Now I can muffle just the head. I'm going to just take it all the way up to 50. But if I want to light it up with that rim, then you have the body. So it's like... So in this quick menu, you have your instrument, which I just showed you how to edit. You also have tuning. This is quick tuning. This can be controlled with your finger, like this, or it can be controlled with your value knob. And the muffling, same thing, finger or value knob. Again, whatever you play, it selects. Okay. Then you have your levels. This is your per pad. Again, this is in decibels. So you have your record function. So now if you want to record, go out in front and hear it. You're welcome to do that. You can go and argue with your engineer because you're both listening to the same thing. Just kidding. So you also have your set list, which is a great feature. So let's select song 1. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to pick the kit, right? Let's call that the Sforzando kit. And I'm going to set my tempo and my time signature. And then you can rename the kit by the song. You could name your set list. You can pick a color, just because we all love that. So song 1 is pink, or that's more of a purple for Prince. There's also a sort option, so you can change your song orders for changing set lists. Now, this module defaults to your middle, which this is also assignable, but it defaults to being a quick metronome setting. So you could store 4 of these. You have your tempo control, your time signature, your sound, the types of sounds you want, your level, and your note. EFNote is the first brand to bring a stage box to the stage. This is the most practical use for live sound, hands down. 12 channels of XLR balanced to the house. And then as you can see, you have 2 headphone outs. One is 1/8 inch, one is 1/4 inch. You have a line out, unbalanced, left and right. You have a line in, unbalanced. You have monitor in, balanced or unbalanced, XLR or TS, and then you have, on here you have these labeled, kick, snare, tom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have cymbal 1, cymbal 2, you have hi-hat, you have your click, and then you have these wide open 11 and 12 going out. So you can reconfigure 1 through 6 the way you see fit, and then 7 through 12, and then 7 through 12 the way you see fit. There's also a ground lift for 7 through 12, There's also a ground lift for channels 1 through 6, for 7 through 12, or for monitor in. As far as your inputs, as I was mentioning, you have all of your crash and then the cup, crash and then the cup, crash and then the cup, or that can be an effect cymbal. And then you have your splash and your china. You have your snare drum and the side rim. You have your hi-hat plus the pad plus the pedal. So that's if you need to use that HC3. Both of these inputs are dedicated just for using the HC3 hi-hat. Then you have your ride with a cup, you have your crash one with a cup. So it's simple yet powerful, and it's the first of its kind. So this is a sound man's dream in that you're sending 12 pristine drum channels to the house. No DI boxes, no instrument cables. Now your sound person can sit there and mix, add any type of post effects they want, with the perspective of hearing the house. So instead of trying to mix from your drums, now you're letting the drummer drum, you're letting the engineer engineer. So there you have it, everybody. This is the EFNote Pro 700. You can find it at Kraft Music. You could find all of the configurations in the 500 series or the 700 series, or you can just buy the system and upgrade your existing EFNote kit. If you have any questions, contact a sales advisor at Kraft Music. And once again, I am Michael Bedard with EFNote Drums. Thank you so much.